Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And on this episode, we're going to talk about a new PlayStation 5 patent. Now, so Sony has put out this patent that hints towards possible backwards compatibility, and it was filed by the lead system architect, Mark Cerny. So basically, the new patent is named backwards compatibility through a spoof clock or fine-grained frequency control. They have issued it. So basically what we're assuming that would allow for it to do is that we could play backwards compatible games potentially, or maybe this is like their Game Pass thing, because they did talk about having some sort of Game Pass competitor, where this would allow for you to play PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 games. Basically, it tricks the clock, the internal clock, CPU frequency to match that of the old console so that it thinks, okay, I'm a PS3 or I'm a PS2 or whatever, and allows you to play said games. Now, we don't know if they're going to introduce like the games onto the marketplace like they did on the PS3, where you could buy and download PS1, PS2 games, or if this just means like being able to insert them via the disc, putting the disc into the console, and then being able to play those old games. Again, this is just a patent, so it could turn into nothing, but hopefully it turns into something that would be awesome. I have a lot of old PlayStation games that I would love to be able to just use one console to play them all on instead of having all the consoles to play them on. But we'll see what you guys think. Shane, what do you think of this?
Implementation is the only thing I'm worried about. It's Sony, so I'm sure it's going to cost out the wazoo for it. But I do love backpat. I do love being able to use one system to play all my stuff. That was the reason I was a huge fan of PS2 and PS3. I had the PS3 model where you could play backwards compatible. I got the Metal Gear Solid 4 bundle. But the ideal of being able to reach in here and grab, I don't have one available, to grab a PS1 game, PS2 game, slap the disc in there and play it on my PS5. That's really cool. I've got a lot of PS2 games, PS1 games, PS3, so forth. And I love the idea of being able to just pop a disc in. I don't know you're going to be able to do a disc, but I do know I love the ideal of it. Now, if they're going to do like they did on PS3, you can buy them in a shop, play them backwards compatible digitally. I don't like that as much because I prefer the discs on my old PlayStation games. I just do. It's more nostalgia than anything. But it's interesting Sony doing this, especially when they were forward thinking. The PS5, everything was forward thought, not back thought, and now they're looking at this crap. I'm excited for it to a point, just because it's Sony and I worry about implementation. If it has anything to do with their Game Pass competitor, that makes me more interested, because I really want to know what Sony's going to do. I also really want to know what Sony's going to charge. But it would be cool if Sony said, all right, guys, we have our program. Let's call it P-Pass for PlayStation. P-Pass. So you P-Pass allows you to play certain PS5 games. Allows you to play certain, PS4 games a month. We cycle them in and out. But they let you play the entire library of PS1 games, entire library of PS2, entire library of PS3. Something, I don't care. But the P-Pass needs to be able to compete. So if they're going to do backwards compatibility as part of their P-Pass, then, I think they could have something. I mean, Sony's not going to just sit back and watch Microsoft, really start coming up like they have been. Microsoft's been doing a great job. Their sales have been tremendous. Sony's still got a hefty lead, but they still have to come up with a competitor. And they see that Microsoft's doing something good. with the backwards compatible platforms. So they've got to come up with something too, and their Game Pass competitor as well. So if they intermix it, that'd be cool. What about you, Pat? How do you feel about backwards compatibility, Pat?
Well, you know me. I don't like to look backwards neither. I'm forward thinking. I don't know. If that's what they're doing, cool, because there are a lot of things on the PlayStation that I never got to play. Like I said, I didn't get back into PlayStation until around the PlayStation 3 era, and I still missed a lot from that time frame. I had a PlayStation 4. I didn't play a whole lot except for the AAA PlayStation exclusives that came out on that, and so, it's probably going to be good because I'll get to play some stuff I never got to play before, right? I mean, that's really what it's all about. If this is really what it's going to come back for. If P-Pass comes into fruition, then it's definitely going to be a hit, I would say, because I would imagine they're going to go through their back catalog, and this might help with that back catalog, right? I mean, this way they don't have to they could basically be like Microsoft, right? In the first year or two of its inception, they don't have to worry about bringing in outsiders or third parties. They have enough in their own back catalog that they could probably keep this thing going and take off the ground. Or they've got enough studios under their belt now that they can pull in their back catalogs and not have to worry about paying third parties and paying prices to rent their stuff or put it on their site for a while. And, it also, like you had said, the patent kind of goes back into kind of points that this is the direction they're taking. It's going to be all digital and I can play all this stuff. But it also kind of coincides with another thing that was recently talked about in the news, and it was about the PlayStation Now cards being pulled from the retailer sites, right? I mean, they were talking about that, and now retailers are pulling the PS Now card, and, maybe an attempt to have them all gone sometime this year so they can roll out, get rid of PlayStation Plus for the new like P-Pass model. Yeah.
Patent pending.
We're going to call it P-Pass until it comes out. So this is now known as P-Pass until it comes out. Sony can suck it because they're going to hate that everybody's calling it P-Pass. But so P-Pass until it comes out, we know what it is. But I mean, all these signs point to doing what Game Pass is doing, right? Because that's what they did. They started going through some catalogs, pulling in some backwards compatible stuff. I mean, if you think about, that's how Games and Gold kind of started a little bit. They would have like a couple of new games and a couple of back catalog games that you could play for free if you're, a Gold member. And then they took that out and they just started doing Game Pass, and you had this back catalog of Xbox 360 games, and all this stuff. So PlayStation sounds like they're trying to do kind of similar to what Microsoft did, and they're kind of approaching it in a similar fashion, which is smart for them. This patent, which will basically spoof the clock speed of the current PS5 to basically trick the games into tricking the PlayStation 5 into playing PlayStation 3 and older games, because I believe the PlayStation 5 still does play PlayStation 4 games. So, there's no big deal. Now we got to trick it into playing those clock speeds or reporting back the clock speeds for those PlayStation 3 and previous games, So it'll be interesting to see. And I probably, honestly, I would buy, if the price is right. I should only say this, knowing Sony, if the price is right, I would subscribe to P-Pass. When I say price is right, I'm thinking $10 to $15. If it gets close to the $20 mark, that's going to be a lot harder for me to engage with, especially because when Microsoft did it, I got PC games and Xbox games for $15.
Plus
so
it covered
really
your online
my online experience,
stuff. Yeah.
So if they get rid of PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus and combine them all into P-Pass, I'm good to go. What about you, Nick? I think you're you have a lot more affinity for the older stuff than we do.
What do you think of P-Pass?
I think it's a great name. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'll buy a P-Pass. So I'm all for it. I think it's definitely worth it. I'm hoping this is the direction they go. I'm hoping that they kind of bring back the PlayStation 3 store. They tried to close the store out and people got mad because they like to play, because you could buy PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games off there. And that's what, or PlayStation 3 games. And that's what people like to do with their PlayStation 3s, is play those old PS1 and PS2 games on there. And so hopefully Sony saw that and said, hey, maybe we can incorporate it into the PlayStation 5. Then we can shut down the PS3 store and incorporate all this into the PlayStation 5's ecosystem. So that would be cool. It'd be interesting to see what they do with this patent.
Now, Nick, you just not too long ago, didn't you just buy some PS1 games off your PlayStation 3? I don't think it was that long ago, because I bought Parasite Eve maybe 6-8 months back. So
right when they were going to kill the store, I bought quite a few until they were like, "Oh, never mind." But the thing that sucks about it now is you can't buy it direct. You can't buy a game directly from the store. You have to go online and add funds to your PlayStation account, and then you can go there and buy them. So before they did the whole, reverse on the store closure, you could buy them directly from the store. Now that they've decided we're not going to do that. But now you can't.
So now they
directly from the store. You can, but you have to add money outside of the store.
So basically, they gift carded you. We're hoping that you'll put $20 in the store for that $15 game, and we'll forget about that $5, and we'll just keep it,
or use it for a PlayStation 5 game or something like that.
Oh yeah, penny here, penny there, man. They'll get you.
Penny really adds up when there's 1 million plus players. 1 million pennies.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Pat.
I was just saying, and PlayStation has to be seeing the popularity of Game Pass. So P Pass is wanting to compete with G Pass. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the fact that Sony is I won't say mimicking Xbox with stuff they're doing, but they're really paying close attention and trying to follow along in their own way. Makes me happy, because that's breeding competition between the two. And if we have competition between the three majors, well, the two majors, and whatever Nintendo's doing, that's good for us as gamers. So I'm really excited to hear more about P-Pass. I'm really excited to hear more about their back compat. I just worry because it's Sony. That's my biggest worry about what Sony is doing, is what Sony is going to do. So, but hopefully they don't, piss it off like they probably will, like Nintendo did with their subscription crap.
It was going good until the most recent updates in it, and it kind of really screwed that pooch. And but Nintendo's also reevaluating things. Like, I saw that the Nintendo controllers were like half the cost of the original price for it. I'm like,
to 30,
woohoo!
35.
So now it means I'm going to get one. Or I'm going to get two, because I think it comes in a 2-pack.
Yeah, it comes with a 2-pack. Yeah, I agree. I mean, we'll see what Sony does with this. Hopefully they do come with P-Pass. I do want a PlayStation Game Pass style or P-Pass style of something like that on PlayStation. That'd be pretty awesome, because I use it quite a bit on the Xbox, and to have it on the PlayStation, that would be pretty cool. Do you guys have anything else you want to add to this?
I would say,
wrap it up.
Anytime somebody says P-Pass, I get a quarter. Just putting that out there.
a quarter of a penny.
That's still more than I'm getting back on my taxes.
I would say, it might be a risky deal, but now might be the time to go out there and pick up some of those PlayStation Plus physical cards from the stores, right? I mean, if they are going to do something similar to like Microsoft did when they rolled out Game Pass, and they're like, hey, if you have a year subscription of gold, you can subscribe for a penny per month. You'll subscribe to Game Pass for a penny. Might be worthwhile, right? You pump all those cards in your system and be like, I have a year's worth of PlayStation. If you subscribe to PlayStation Plus, it might be a chance for you to right now just go in there and get a year's worth or something. Or PS Now, sorry, not Plus, PS Now. You get a year's worth of PS Now, because there's a reason why they're pulling those cards from the store. I highly doubt it's just so they can sell them fully digital, because that makes absolutely no sense. And
it's a weak service too, but I don't think it's that bad where they would pull it. I mean, they're still making profits, so you're probably right. There's definitely something going on.
Something in the works with this and their P-Pass. So that's all I have.
Nick, do you have anything else to add into your P-Pass conversation? All right. Well, everybody, thanks for listening. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit that notifications. Don't forget, let us know what you think about P-Pass. What are your conditions for P-Pass and backwards compatibility? How would you like to see them implement it? And, give us your thoughts and opinions on it. So until next time, we will see you later. See ya.